Once upon a time, before the stars began to blink and the moon rose from her silver bed, the ocean opened her sleepy eyes. She stretched her waves across the shore, curling her blue fingers around seashells, seaweed, and sunken secrets. Her breath was salty, her voice was deep, and her heart was filled with ancient songs whispered through time. Beneath her surface lived creatures of wonder, glowing jellyfish that danced like lanterns, dolphins that spoke in clicks and laughter, and a wise old turtle named Tulo, who had swum the world 3 times over. High above, the sky was painting itself darker, one cloud at a time. And the wind whispered, "It's time to rest." But the ocean wasn't ready to say goodnight, not yet. From the deep, a giant rose. She was the queen whale, massive and gentle, her eyes like galaxies lost in thought. She sang a song so low and soothing that even the restless sea slowed its tides to listen. Hoo, hoo. Her song drifted through coral caves and over sleeping sharks. Fish paused mid-swim, and seahorses curled their tails, rocking softly in rhythm. Little Maya, a sea otter floating on her back, with a starfish hugged to her chest, whispered, "It's the song of dreams." Even the jellyfish blinked slower, their glow fading to a faint pulse. Still, the ocean wasn't ready to say goodnight. From the edge of a distant reef came the midnight parade. Tiny crabs marched in neat rows. Sea snakes slithered like silver ribbons. A school of rainbow-colored fish performed flips and twirls like dancers on stage. At the front was Captain Crabbo, a proud crustacean with a shell shaped like a crown. He waved his claw and called, "Tonight we dance before we sleep." And so, music filled the sea drum beats from clams, flutes from conch shells, and a beat so deep it could only come from the ocean's very heart. Tulo the turtle joined the dance, spinning slowly, gracefully. Even the seaweed swayed like green ballerinas in a tight choreographed waltz. But still, the ocean wasn't quite ready to say goodnight. Above the water, the stars had finally begun their glittering gossip. They winked at one another, lighting paths across the heavens. A curious young girl named Luma stood on the shore, her feet bare in the sand, her eyes wide with wonder. She had always loved the ocean, but tonight, she could feel it breathing beneath her toes. "I know your secret," she whispered. "You don't want to sleep, because you hold the world's dreams." The ocean gave a little wave that tickled her ankles. Luma laughed. "Even dreams need rest, old friend." And from the moonlit clouds a soft voice whispered, "Good night, dreamkeeper." Down where the light no longer reached, in the deepest trenches where shadows drifted like ghosts, the ocean kept its oldest memories. A shipwreck, long forgotten, creaked gently in the current. Lanternfish blinked their eerie lights, guarding ancient treasure maps, journals, keys to doors that no longer existed. There, in the silence of the deep, a heartbeat echoed, "Badum, Badum." The ocean's heart. It had beaten since the world was young. The coral, worn but proud, began to hum a slow lullaby. Sand fell like snow in slow motion. The water stilled. The deep was the first to whisper, "Good night." On the horizon, the last sliver of sun sank into the sea, like golden syrup being poured into a bowl of ink. The sky turned velvet. The waves glowed gently, kissed by moonlight. The queen whale gave one final song, long and low and filled with goodbye. Tulo the turtle floated to the surface, blinked at the stars, and smiled. Captain Crabbo doffed his crown and curled into his sandy home. Maya the otter yawned, hugging her starfish tighter, and young Luma, standing still on the shore, waved at the sleeping sea. "Good night, ocean. Guard our dreams." Now, the tide slowed. The wind hushed. Even the stars quieted, as if listening. The ocean keeper of secrets, dreamer of dreams, mother of the moonlight, and friend of the stars, finally sighed. She pulled her waves in like a blanket, covered her creatures in shimmer, and let her thoughts drift into silence. No more songs, no more splashes. Subscribe for more videos, only peace. And so, the ocean slept, and with her, the world turned in calmness. Somewhere, a child listened and imagined. Somewhere else, an old sailor dreamed of the sea. And all across the globe, wherever hearts had ever beaten near the shore. They whispered one final phrase: "Good night, ocean."